What's up, fam? Welcome back to Recap Kickback. It's Chappell, and I am back with another episode of Recap Kickback, discussing whatever it is that I want to talk about. So, last week we went through the top Black TV theme show intros, right? So, the theme songs. So, we went through each of them on our half of our bracket, and now we're going to follow up with the second half of our bracket here today. And with me, as usual, the person in control of the bracket today, it's Mari. Mari, what's up? Welcome back.
Yes, we got multiple complaints about your bracket handling. So
Mhm.
now I have to handle the bracket. Everybody can rest assured everything is in great hands today. So you don't have to worry. But we are back. We are back for the part two of the theme song, Black TV theme song show. You know what I'm saying. But we're
Yes.
back and we're better than ever.
Yeah,
Bigger,
back
larger, uncut.
back at it like it's crack.
Yes.
Yeah. Mari, bold claim to say that you are in control of the of the
It,
bracket this
yep.
time because
Look,
I heard this
I'm Vanna
this
White.
time
White.
yeah we having some technical difficulties this time, so good luck.
Look at this. This is amazing.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
nice. Look at
So,
what Mari does. Okay, the
yeah, yeah,
skill.
yeah.
All right. So last week with us, we had stepping in at the last minute in the clutch. Tyrone. Tyrone, what's up, man? Welcome back.
what's what's happening? I'm back, bigger, blacker, like a Chris Rock episode, comic stand up. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to talk about the modern. I want to talk about some kids shows. You know what I mean? We in the ghetto a little bit today. That's okay. Somebody
Absolutely.
didn't want us to come up
Always.
to the east side. Somebody didn't want us to come up to
Yeah.
the east side. But we here though. But we here. I'm ready.
Every time we try to pull ourselves out, they just bring us back down.
They just bring us
Uh,
back in. They just bring
but
us
listen,
back in.
we're persevering today, and with us was supposed to be there with us last week, and so we could not do this without getting his takes, because he is an expert on all things TV sitcoms, Black TV, and all TV. It's Jason Reed. Jason, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. Happy to be here. Listen, one of my favorite things to talk about TV, and then you put it down even further. TV theme songs, which is a lost art in today's world. We
Yes,
do
it
have
is.
a few modern shows that use theme songs, but for the most part, it's gone the way of the dodo. So I'm very happy to be talking about these shows, these theme songs, and the earworms that get stuck in your head whenever you look at this list of shows we got here. So I'm excited to be here talking about this with y'all.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We got a lot of feedback last week, which is good. A lot of views, a lot of feedback about this. I think people really enjoyed the Black TV theme show, theme song bracket. I'm gonna be able to say that eventually. But
I
people
know,
enjoyed it.
right?
People had some complaints. They were like, "My faves didn't make it." Well, that's okay because that's why you all have your own brackets to fill out. We controlled the seating, but you can control your winner on your bracket. But today we're going to determine who our winner is here on this podcast. And so thank you all for listening. Make sure you continue to leave your 5-star reviews, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and give us some positive feedback. Recapkickback.com. Join the Facebook group recapkickback.com/Facebook and let us know what you think about our selections. What show got I guess robbed, whose
Yeah.
bracket got busted. We want to know all the things and more. And then if we left somebody off of your theme song list, let us know. We could not fit everybody on this 32, but I tried to pick the ones that I thought were very popular and that people could remember. But there's some more out there. Remember, we're never missing out on a chance to celebrate these Black shows and these Black theme songs as well. So that brings us to today's assignment. We're going to talk about it. So, Mari, did you get a lot of people who were upset about where the I guess the shows landed for them last week?
I think since we didn't have our official bracket posted anywhere, uh we got a lot of comments about mostly just about things that were missing.
Mm-hmm.
That's So Raven, all that. We I don't know if we kind of talked about having to narrow stuff down and what's the difference between a Black show and a black ass theme song. There's a big ass difference, and so we had
Ooh.
to cut some of the shows off. But yeah, um, Also, we said it while we were recording last time. We said we don't know what we finna get away with on YouTube. So if you watched our YouTube and you saw that we had to cut out all the theme songs, don't yell at us. It was YouTube's fault. But you can go and listen to us on the audio. The audio version has all of the theme songs so that you can listen to the theme songs first and then listen to us discuss it. So just make sure you're subscribed at recapkickback.com.
Well, Mari, listen, I knew it was going to get hood. So I did all the legwork for you. If you look at the show notes, there are timestamps and the list of there's a playlist. I made a playlist. I dropped all the links to all the theme songs. So you ain't even got to switch back and forth to the audio version. Just click it. It'll tell you exactly what we're talking about. It'll show you the song and then you can play along with us. But yeah, YouTube is going to shut us down every time. You know, I tried it. I did what I wanted to do. It got a little hood. They shut it down, but we made a way. And so check the show notes. For each of the labeled theme songs, there are links directly to YouTube, and then that way you can keep up what we got going on, so that everybody can play along. But again, this is your bracket that you're making today. We are focusing on ours. So yeah, we did get some feedback. I saw Regina did her bracket. I also saw Bobby Hall did his bracket. Bobby Hall was very upset. Yeah, Bobby, loyal listener here. Bobby was very upset. Bobby felt like Thea should have beat the Cosby Show out the gate. And then went on a good run. Good time.
I'm with Bobby on that one. Y'all let Cosby Show get way too far in the bracket last time. Don't even have any lyrics. Come on.
Listen.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason.
A whole bop. Jason, what were your other standout mistakes, I guess you'd say, we made here on our podcast?
I think for the most part, y'all ended up in the right spots. There's a couple of things that went off from my bracket, like Good Times, Cosby over Good Times. I was like, what? How?
Thank you, Jason.
How? Good Times is a classic. Cosby just some upbeat jazz music. Like, what are y'all doing with the Cosby Show here? What else was it?
Yeah, okay.
Weigh-ins beat Martin. I was like, I was fine with that, but I had Martin in my bracket. Other than that, I think you guys got it pretty much right here.
Okay, and my other question is, when it comes to Martin, did we pick the right theme song for Martin? Because there were several, and we have several options on this other side of the bracket as well.
Yeah, I actually forgot which Martin y'all picked.
We picked season 1 Martin. And Martin.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that at all. So I was good with that. Like you said, on this side of the bracket we're doing today, a lot of these shows that as we have a lot of child stars here, as the child stars grow up, we gotta modernize, we gotta make it more mature, we gotta make it an R&B theme. But for the most part, I think you guys did well on the last.
Thank you, Jason. I thought I was fighting by myself over here. I got a partner now. Thank you.
I believe he said we did well for the most part. I don't know why you feel so vindicated here. We did well
because of the Cosby Show and Good Times. That's why I feel vindicated. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah,
let me thank him.
Good Times should have gone up against the Jeffersons, and that would have been a very hard battle if that was the way. But y'all had Cosby against Jeffersons. That's not even a fair fight.
Okay, if you say so. Well, look,
right.
Good Times would have lost that fight too. So there you go. But today we're not talking about the old ones, the classics. We're not talking about the 90s. We're going to get into the modern era and then even some kid shows as well. So there's going to be some overlap, of course, but for the most part, we are dealing with a whole different genre of Black sitcom here in the or Black television show, I will, because some of these aren't even sitcoms. So our first matchup here in I guess I'll just call this like the assortment, okay, of
we have it tagged as modern, but
yeah, they're modern. I'd say that. Yeah, they're more modern. I'd say that for sure. Yeah, miscellaneous. Yeah, the grab bag. Yeah, exactly. All right, so our first matchup here is The Wire and One-on-One. Mari, you talked a little bit about One-on-One when we did our TV sitcom rankings, right?
Yes. Yeah. One-on-One holds like a very special place in my heart. It's one of my favorite Black TV shows growing up. So and the theme song is elite. I'm very interested to see which Wire theme song you pick to go up against it, because that might be the whole different, the big difference for me.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what
The Wire has
The Wire has one for every season.
I feel like it feels like it has 8. I know it only has one for each season, but it feels like it has 8. Like the way
it's a lot of them.
Switched it up. Yeah.
Well, I went
and this is still ranked by popularity of the show, right? So Wire technically is 1, and 101 is what, 16 or 8?
So yeah, the algorithm was decided by ChatGPT. It went and ranked all of the shows in their little divisions, and then it put them in traditional playoff seedings or whatever for the tournament. So yeah, 1 is going up against 8 in this round, and so the Wire being ranked as 1 and a 1-on-1 being ranked as 8, which for me sounds about right as far as popularity. Ty, you watched The Wire, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, tell us about The Wire.
I mean, it's your true story about living in DC.
In Baltimore. Oh my God.
In Baltimore. My bad.
Oh my God.
In Baltimore.
People coming after us.
Right.
Sorry. My home.
Literally. Jason.
Yeah, Jason as a Baltimorean. Could you please tell us about The Wire? Because Ty is in timeout.
I'm sorry.
The Wire showed you what happens. I mean, in a somewhat dramatized version of the mean streets of Baltimore. In the grimy parts of Baltimore, the police struggle against the drugs of Baltimore, and it really kind of showed us the grimy side of Baltimore, which was interesting. Living in Baltimore is seeing, I wouldn't say I was where The Wire is set exactly. I was kind of Wire adjacent in a way. I was like a few blocks up from The Wire.
Hood adjacent.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but I was like right there. You know what I mean? I'm like outside the border of The Wire, right? But yeah, it was a interesting show to watch from that perspective. I kind of caught up on it, it's not syndication, but years later, because it was strict in my house. We ain't had no HBO, in my house growing up. So, but it's interesting. It's a very interesting show to watch, being from Baltimore. But yeah, but we're not here talking about all the show. We're talking about the theme song. So I'm very curious to see, like Mari said, what theme song you picked for this show.
Okay, well, let's get into it. I chose season 1 of The Wire. So that means if you started The Wire, you've heard this one. I also very much love this version. And so I felt like it'd be a safe one to go to. But a lot of them are really, really good. So Mari, if you could take us into our first matchup.
All right. We only got enough for one verse. I don't know if that's my favorite version. No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mute him.
Don't mute me. I know at least I know where the movie. Look where the show is set. Look,
I've been there. Okay, I know where it was. I was talking about
Yeah. Anyway, that's the Blind Boys of Alabama. A black ass gospel group that is now singing the theme song to one of the most. People will argue and say one of the greatest shows of all time.
Greatest TV shows.
Yeah. And so I chose season 1. Some people would have said maybe go with season 4, but I like that one the best for me. I think the Blind Boys did what needed to be done. So Mari, next up we have going against it, and I don't know who sings this song. Maybe I can find it while I was playing, but 1-on-1. So go ahead and play that for us, Mari.
Sorry, my bad. I got in the groove. It stopped. Yeah, my bad.
It's all good. Look, it's not nearly
as yourself, Mari.
It's not nearly as long as The Wire anyway. That is the 1-on-1 theme song by Shanice. From
like Shanice. Oh, that makes sense since that's Flex Alexander's wife.
That's his wife. Yeah, exactly.
We should probably figure that out.
Hey, listen, that's what we're doing here. We're talking it through. Yep. So
that's amazing.
Jason, you weren't here last week. Let's start with you. What are you thinking as far as this first matchup?
I mean, 2 very different songs, right? One's very soulful, one's very poppy. Now I was on the top 5 black sitcoms list with y'all, and I was upset that 1-on-1 was included in the conversation for top 5 black sitcoms. But I will say this theme song is really good. And when I think of theme songs I really like more upbeat poppy theme songs. So for me, I would say 1-on-1, not to disrespect The Wire, but I think 1-on-1 is that you bop your head to that one. I really like that one. So I'm gonna go 1-on-1 for me.
Okay. Tyrone, you out of timeout. What you got?
Your mama. This is definitely a 1-on-1 choice for me. Definitely a one-on-one choice for me. Basically, and the main reason is because my daughter would hate me for life if I didn't choose one-on-one. So she loves the show, so I'm gonna choose one-on-one for this one. It was gonna beat The Wire anyway, so it doesn't matter. But one-on-one for me.
Mari?
Yeah, I really thought that I was gonna have to fight y'all for one-on-one here. Like, I love it. I think The Wire is the greatest TV show, one of the greatest TV shows ever. But we don't watch it for the theme song. You know what I'm saying? We watch it for the gritty, amazing, like drama, action, all of that. So I definitely got to go with one-on-one.
Some might say the theme song is the best thing about one-on-one. I don't know who would say that.
Jason said it.
Okay, sure.
Jason
I'll give
said
it to you.
It's being rude.
All right. Well, you heard it here. I'm outvoted 3-1.
Mari.
I love the Wire theme song, and I don't skip it on any season. So, yeah,
Rude.
I'm outvoted. One-on-one moves on to the next round, which is great because it wouldn't be doing that in any other bracket.
True. Very true.
Can we just enjoy the upset here?
Of course, the 8 seed
yeah.
taking the 1 seed out, right? You know, coming out the gate with an upset. I think a lot of people would be shocked, but also I don't think it's that. I think if you listen to the one-on-one theme song, it makes sense. It's a very good song. Shanice is an iconic artist, and I think it really it gets you in the mood to watch the show. It's a very light, fun show, and when you listen to that theme song, you know exactly what's about to come. So, Mari, it makes sense. It's moving on to the next round.
It is. And we will definitely update the bracket once I can edit the bracket doc. So
Oh, we here, baby. We here.
Yeah,
I love the low-key seat that Mari has Chappell right now.
Again,
as long as someone lets you do what I'm supposed to do on this podcast.
Listen, again, not my fault. But yeah, in the meantime, let's prep for our next matchup. It's BMF versus In Living Color. Now,
play the whole song of BMF, Chappell.
It's a long one. It's a long one. I don't know if we're gonna do that. But Mari, have you ever seen BMF?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen BMF at all. So I'm very excited to hear the theme song here. So it's on my list. Everybody tells me I need to watch it. I just need to find the time. I might have a lot of time coming up soon. So maybe I'll get through it. But I'm excited. I really want to hear the theme song to see if it like piques my interest.
Yeah, and then it's going up against In Living Color. I'm sure everybody's very, very familiar with this one. But Ty, I have a feeling you watched a lot of In Living Color.
Yeah, I watched a whole lot of In Living Color. I watched a whole lot of BMF. I watched a whole lot of In Living Color. Like, it's actually not going to be a tough one for me. But as far as shows are concerned, very interesting juxtaposition dichotomies, opposite sides of the train, however you want to call it, 2 times in a row here. So I'm interested in how this is going to shake out.
That's what happens when it's grab bag.
I know, right? Two based on a true stories in a row. You know?
Yeah, I guess so. So let's go ahead and get to it. Mari, our first up in this round, BMF.
All right. That was
all right.
fun.
That's 50 Cent and somebody's Uncle Charlie. Yeah, Uncle Charlie Wilson and 50 Cent. Not my uncle. Yeah, not my uncle. But anyway, that's BMF. All right. So Mari going up against BMF is In Living Color.
Okay.
Still playing in my head.
Yeah. Look, it's hard to turn that one off. It really is.
I had to. I was like, oh, one verse.
It's like I hear it and I hear like what's that? Drop top Porsche, rolling on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Cardi B say something. I was like, they really didn't have to freak that like they did. They did. Yeah, that's a good one. And I think this is an interesting matchup. Mari, this was your first time hearing the BMF theme song. What did you think?
It was good. Like, it's really good. Like, that is clearly a song. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think this is what Jason means in a sense of like the art of a theme song, because it's like 50 Cent, I guess, is like can be related to BMF, but honestly, that could just be a song like that you can listen to on your iPad. Like In Living Color and a lot of these other theme songs that we've reviewed are specific to the show, and they invoke something for you on the show, so about the show. So I really like those style of theme songs. And honestly, I think this is the second case in a row where we're being proven that a show can be amazing, the show can be great, but the theme song might not factor in when it's up against um a very legendary theme song. I think this theme song is way In Living Color is such a way more legendary theme song, and it's one of the ones that like you should know it. If you've ever any black person, I'm sorry, y'all should know, you should know the In Living Color theme song. It's just so good. So
At the very least, you should hear "In Living Color," like
Right.
just
Yeah.
randomly in your head. Sometimes it will just pop up, and that is, and some of the other shows we were going to talk about too are that same way. It's that iconic, and sometimes you don't even have to be looking at something related to it. It'll just pop in your head, and sometimes when you're thinking about something else, "In Living Color," like I see that, I hear that, I hear it in the person's voice. So I mean, for me, I think it's no contest. In Living Color gets my vote.
same.
All right, Ty, you are probably the BMF expert here. What do you think about this matchup right here between In Living Color and BMF?
Oh, this is easy. Like, I hate Charlie Wilson. I kind of like the song because 50 Cent be in his bag, in in song intros. Like he do his thing there. But In Living Color is iconic. In Living Color, the song has a triple entendre attached to it. That we all should understand whenever we listen to it. It has the nostalgia attached to it. It has the fact that these Wayans brothers are about to set the scene and about to really kind of start something. They already kind of in the mix a little bit in the entertainment level, and then this puts them on a different level that everybody starts to see. And it starts to introduce us to all of these iconic comics at the same time. And Living Color just wins it just off of all of that on alone. So yeah, sorry BMF, you gotta go. Blowing money fast.
Yeah, well, look, if Charlie Wilson has 1 million haters, I'm one of them. If he has 1,000 haters, I'm still one of them. If he has one hater, it's me. And if he has 0 haters, it means I have left this world. So I think it's time for BMF to leave this world as well. Let's move In Living Color on to the next round.
Oh wow.
In summation, I do not like Charlie Wilson.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Couldn't
Just
guess.
in case you
Me
missed
neither.
it. Yeah.
Me
He's the
neither.
least. And that's for a different podcast. I don't have time to rant about Charlie Wilson. But we're
Yeah.
moving on to the next round here, right? So we've done
Yes.
our first 2 matchups, but this next pair is very interesting as well because these shows have nothing to do with each other. But I'd argue that both of them have iconic theme songs. We have The Boondocks and Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Now, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, we were alerted that it was robbed. It should have been in our TV sitcom like rankings. Jason, as the expert, why do you think Hanging with Mr. Cooper didn't make our list?
I don't know. And honestly, when I was ranting at you guys on that podcast, I wasn't even thinking about Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Honestly, I don't know why. But it is an iconic TV show. I'll agree with that for sure. Mark Curry, Holly Robinson Pete did their thing on that show for all like 5 or 6 seasons. Raven Simone, was that wasn't her? Well,
Yeah.
Cosby Show was her start. And Hanging with Mr.
Yeah,
Cooper was
then
her
Raven Simone.
continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I love that show. Now I will say, when I went back to listen to the theme song to get ready for this, I was like, not as iconic as I thought. I just when I listened to it, I was like, I think what I always associate with it was Hang on, Mr. Cooper, like at the very end. But then I was like, and there's 3 versions of this of the song they played over the years. So yeah, when I listened to it, I was like, okay, this doesn't hit me as much as I thought it was going to when I listened to it.
Yeah, I actually
as long as it wasn't replaced by the Steve Harvey Show, then I think we're okay.
Listen, I thought I for the fact they didn't have lyrics, I was like, maybe we shouldn't include this one on there. But I thought Steve Harvey Show should have been on in the mix here as well.
Okay, okay. I hadn't even considered the Steve Harvey Show for theme song. Well, look, maybe we have to bring this back one day. Maybe we'll have to run it back. As far as I'm concerned, the Hang with Mr. Cooper had a couple really memorable, theme songs. But I went with season 1 just to make it fair because I went with The Wire season 1. I tried to keep it uniform. I only broke that code for one other issue in this podcast, and it's for a very specific reason. But yeah, so I think first up, we're gonna go with our competitor, the Boondocks. All right.
Good.
The
That's
Boondocks, one
good.
of my favorite shows of all time. I know
good.
that theme song. I feel that theme song in my soul because it knows I'm about to be. That's my show. Okay, I can quote a lot of shows, but I realized a long time ago my personality is just Boondocks quotes. Is really what it is. Boondocks and American Dad and Family Guy. If you just mix that up, that's any conversation with Chappell. So I'm happy that I got to include it here in the bracket. But next up, Mari, hang on, Mr. Cooper, season 1.
Was that in Vogue?
Yes, Mari. Yes, that's what makes this battle tough.
Yeah. We basically have Asheru versus In Vogue. Yeah. The Hang on Mr. Cooper theme song. It's not only is it just like In Vogue-esque, it very much places you at a specific time in the 90s, right? You got Holly Robinson Pete, Don Lewis, and In Vogue all performing in just the most In Vogue fashion. It makes sense for that time of the show. Then, like Jason was saying later on, we'll get kind of like the new 90s upbeat version, like the later 90s with Raven Simone and stuff. But yeah, up against Asheru with the Boondocks. Ty, I've never talked to you about Hang on Mr. Cooper. Was this one of the shows you liked?
Yeah. I watched it sparingly. Like it wasn't like my favorite shows to watch, but I peeped it every now and then and watched it a little bit. But it's as far as theme songs, this one's tough, boy. I haven't even made my choice yet, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. You might have to come back to your boy because I'm struggling with this one.
That's a cop out.
In Vogue is one of my favorites.
It is a cop out.
Vogue is one of my favorites.
Well, let's ask Mari. Judo flip, what we doing here? The Boondocks. What you think?
The Boondocks, that one is good. Like you said, I remember the time and place watching the Boondocks, everybody like running to the TV. What are they gonna do next? Like it, the theme song invokes the feels. And I did watch Hanging with Mr. Cooper, kind of like time, like I remember watching that. Do I remember like any certain episodes? Do I remember like no? So I had to be refreshed on that theme song. So I'm definitely going with the Boondocks here. But don't make the mistake. And Vogue is like is also one of my favorite girl groups of all time. So but I have to go with the Boondocks. It's just too iconic here.
Jason, you did not really love hearing the new Mr. Cooper theme song, but when you come back and look at the original, did it move the needle at all? Or are you going to, I guess, lean toward what Mari is saying and move the Boondocks into the next round?
Honestly, looking at it on paper, I at first thought I was going to go with Hang with Mr. Cooper, but then after re-listening to these songs, I was like, I really just like the Boondocks a lot more. It evokes the vibe of that show so well. It kind of prepares you for what you're going into. It's just like it's a vibe of a song. So I think for that, I'm going with Boondocks.
All right, Tyrone. Now it's your turn. What you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Hanging Mr. Cooper. I'm gonna have to go with it. I cannot let In Vogue go. I tried. I couldn't.
Don't let go.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You got it, Mari.
All right. Well, Ty, what's it going to be? Is it Hanging with the Cooper or Boondocks? Let's see. It looks like Hanging with Mr. Cooper is not going to be moving on this round because I'm not going to tie this up. I think the Boondocks is a great theme song. I think I actually really like the Hanging with Mr. Cooper theme song as well. But for the sake of avoiding the tie, because I don't feel that strongly about the Hanging with Mr. Cooper theme song, it can go. So yeah, it will not be advancing. The Boondocks moving on to the next round. And for the people who are unfamiliar with the Boondocks, if you're listening to this podcast and you're unfamiliar with the Boondocks, get familiar because what are you doing? I mean, it's not a show that was made for everybody, but I think everybody can enjoy it. Definitely some iconic moments throughout that show. We didn't talk about it in our TV sitcoms because obviously it's a cartoon. But I think that in any conversations about the greatest Black television shows, I think the Boondocks is going to be amongst those greats. So let's talk about
I've only watched clips of the Boondocks. I've never actually watched the show. I've only watched I've watched a bunch of clips, but I have not watched like the show. or the cartoon?
I could probably recite season 1 by memory. And I'm not even joking. I'm talking about booty butt, booty butt, booty butt cheeks. I'm talking about yeah. Why pay for the DVD when you can get the commercial for free? Like I definitely could do that.
Rappers always telling on themselves in the song.
Right. I got shot. No, I got shot for real. Yeah. No.
3 p.m. yesterday. I don't care what they say. I hit them what they hit us say.
What the hell say? Yeah. I'm sorry. I could dedicate a whole podcast to just me quoting and laughing at the Boondocks. If you haven't seen it, really check it out. Yeah, I don't think anybody needs a Boondocks rewatch podcast, but we might do it anyway. Yeah, we might.
Just the R. Kelly episode. Oh my god.
Listen, never mind.
That's like a top 10 episode of TV.
I see piss coming. I move. She see piss coming. She stay. And I'm supposed to miss out on the next R. Kelly album just for that. And if R. Kelly goes to jail, I'll piss on your cat. So anyway, that's an aside. Shout out to the Boondocks. Please go watch it if you haven't seen it. All right, Mari, what's our next matchup?
Our next matchup is Power versus Half and Half, and this is the last bracket in the modern mixed bag.
The modern mixed bag. Power and Half. I've seen parts of Power, but I'm due for a watch. Ty, you've seen all of Power and its subsequent sequels and all kinds of other, spin-offs. Tell me about Power. Tell our listeners why they should watch it, why they shouldn't watch it, what they should be expecting. What you got going on, Ty?
I think what makes Power different is that usually with these black shows, it's kind of like a rags to riches, and you see a lot of the rags. With this one, you don't really see the rags; you see the riches. And it's a lot of drug dealing. It's a lot of ownership involved in that. We got James St. Patrick with his son and his wife and his best friend Tommy Egan, and they run a drug business. And they're trying to come out on top with that. And there's a lot of drama involved with it. So interesting show. A lot of the richest side of it, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I agree with Ty. I think it as somebody who watched the original Power series, the whole original Power series, I like that it was more of a trying to stay at the top type of thing. Like we come in when Jamie is at the top. Yes, we get flashbacks of everything that he had to do to get there, and we see what he has to do to stay there. I think I love it's like the fall. It's like the fall of an empire more than the rise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
Jason,
well,
did
Mari?
you watch it? Sorry, I just want
Go ahead, Jason.
No, I've not seen any of Power at all.
Ooh, okay. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put a pin in that, maybe. How about that? Yeah. All right, cool. And so, Mari, go ahead and play the Power theme song for us.
Okay.
It's a big rich town. What?
Yeah. 50
All
and
right.
Timmy.
Yeah. Later on, they end up remixing that theme song and adding Trey Songz, and I think A Boogie, and people were mad.
They did?
Yes.
Yeah, the last season has a different theme song. Trey Songz.
And it's not for the whole last season. They changed it back to the original because
people were so mad. Yeah, Trey Songz got his howling ass on there and just started it was okay. And then
you can't say that Poe is hard like Joe.
Yeah.
You can't say that Poe is hard like Joe.
You can't. So, okay. The other one, Half and Half, going up against Power. Half and Half, a sitcom about Mona and Dee Dee Thorne. They're half sisters who basically live in the same apartment, and their moms are enemies, but they still have to share a dad, and it's hilarious. I'm talking about this show.
So underrated.
Underrated. Will it be like in my top 5 TV sitcom? Maybe not, but funny. Oh, the show is funny. Now the writers did what they did to do. They did the big one. Mari, could you go ahead and play the Half and Half theme song for us?
Yes. Can I just say it's like baby mama drama, like when the kids are older. Like you never see that.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious. Okay.
Yeah. a
There's
funny
a-
theme song.
There's a special place in my heart for these intros and themes where the cast is dancing and actually singing the theme song.
Yeah,
It's reminiscent of a certain era, and
Uh-huh.
and I'm always a sucker for those intros.
Yeah. I've always been fascinated with this intro. The song is good, yes, but the fact that they're out here doing like this choreographed number, like to the side, like a line dance, it doesn't have anything to do with the show at all.
Nothing. It would make you the foreign group of singers. Like it's so like it has nothing to do with the show.
Yeah. But a good theme song, a theme song that after all these years, I have not forgotten that theme song.
Not a word, right?
Not a word. Not a word. It's iconic, Mari. I feel like you like both of these songs.
This is really tough for me because I really like the Power theme song. But half and half, wow, like it's so underrated. Like the show itself is underrated, the theme song is underrated. Word for word, verbatim, I remembered it, so I gotta go with half and half. I have to.
Ooh,
okay. I don't know.
You know, when I posted originally about the bracket, there were some other Twitter accounts that were like, okay, let's start discussing this. Hopefully y'all are listening to the podcast. If not, what are you doing? But that one of the first arguments I saw was half and half versus Power. That was the people saw the bracket was like, ooh, that's gonna be tough. But people were legit like, hold on. What are we gonna do here? And it was divisive very quickly. So I'm not surprised that this was a tough one for Mario.
Yeah, this one.
Jason, you have a pick?
So I'm very new to both of these theme songs. I never watched Power. I probably watched like a season maybe of half and half. But I think I have to go half and half here because, like I said earlier, I'll always go for the more like upbeat, poppier version of the song. So that's what I'm gonna go with half and half.
All right, Ty, you're shaking your head. Sounds like we got a disagreement on us.
Chappell, we got to tie this thing, baby. We going for Power here. We got to tie this thing, baby. 50 Cent was in his bag with this song. What are we doing here? Like that dry, trying to sound like Tony Braxton singing in that. What is that? And that goofy laugh at the end.
No, that was good. No, hold on.
Go with Power, baby.
You can disagree with the song. It's still good. Yeah. You can disagree with the pick, but the song is still good, Ty. Yeah, I'd be Power. If I tie this up, as far as tiebreaker mechanisms, what I was just gonna do is just go with the higher seed. Power would be taking this if I decide to tie it up. Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's fine with me. But I'm fine with Power taking this one for sure. Like I love the half and half theme song, but I think it's more nostalgic to me because I watched it so much. Like Mari was saying, I haven't forgotten a word of that theme song. Whereas I have not really seen Power, so do not have that same connection. And I watched Power during the streaming age, so you got to know I fast forward through that song. But it's not because the song is bad. It's because I'm trying to get through the episode. So but I would go with Power, and I think Power is going to be the one moving on because it is the higher seed.
Good.
No.
Yeah, it's okay. We were gonna have to get contentious at some point, and I think it's gonna get a little bit hairier after this anyway. So let's go ahead and finish out this division, Mari. We don't have to move on to the next division quite yet. Just go on back to the top and let's reset for everybody. We have 1-on-1 versus In Living Color. Now we just played the theme song not too long ago, so I don't want to play them again. We'll reset that in our next round. But knee-jerk reactions from, let's go to Jason. Jason, 1-on-1 versus In Living Color. You got the two things you like, right? You got this classic theme song, and you got the poppy version of that one song that you like. What were we doing here?
I cannot escape the legacy and the iconicness of In Living Color, so I'm gonna have to go with In Living Color on this one.
Okay, Ty's nodding along. Mari's nodding along. Is it safe to say this is unanimous for all of us?
I think so.
Yes.
All right. Well,
I love 1-on-1, but
again, 1-on-1, strong theme song. Happy that it made it this far, but I think it's going to be at the end of the road here with In Living Color. It's just hard to beat that. Like you said, it's iconic. Everybody knows it, and for good reason. All right, moving on to the next portion. Scroll on down for me. We're going to have, I believe it's the Boondocks versus Power, and I don't know what y'all about to do. But
Oh no.
for me, this
Oh
is the end of the
no.
road for Power. I'm going with the Boondocks again. Yeah, I love it. I love it too much. I know it's a short version of a song by Asheru, but I like it. I like that it's short as well. I don't need to listen to 2 minutes of 50 Cent rap. I got it. I got it. Just, again, I love the song, the Power theme song, but if I'm comparing it to the Boondocks, it does not win here. Ty, you're shaking your head again. Are you going with
It's
Power
power.
again?
It's power.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
gosh. Like it crushes Boondocks, crushes it. What is wrong with
Okay.
you?
I'm sorry. I just look again. I've heard the song a couple times. I've heard the Boondock song a billion times, and so one of them just speaks to me a little bit more. So we will be split on that one. Jason, where you going with this one?
It's Boondocks for me.
All right,
100%.
yeah, packing them up.
No question in
Yeah.
my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, Ed
Fighting
Mari,
battle, man.
you almost
I'm fighting.
didn't let Power make it this far, Mari. What are you gonna do?
No, I didn't. And I'm mad you just did your little pity Power thing just so it can come here and lose to the Boondocks. But
Yeah,
I guess that was the gonna be the end of the road for either one of them because I'm gonna go with the Boondocks. I'm gonna go with the Boondocks.
Yeah, solid run for Power, but it will not be moving on past the Boondocks, and so
The viewers will be with me.
The viewers will be with Ty, I'm sure. Okay, so yeah,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. All right, so in the meantime, we'll come back to those. Let's go on to our our kids division. I guess I say these are shows about children or teens, early adolescents. I will go with that. Like I said, there's some overlap, but it's hard to get all these into the categories at the right spots. So down here we have That's So Raven versus Cousin Skeeter, The Proud Family versus The Parkers, and Keenan and Kel versus, scroll down for me. Thank you, Moesha, and Sister versus Smart Guy. Now, I know ChatGPT did these brackets, but some of these I kind of like the fact that they're up against each other. Sister versus Smart Guy just feels right, like it feels like it feels like you gotta fight that one. Okay, so let's start at the top. Yeah, if you know, you know. So let's start at the top. That's So Raven and Cousin Skeeter. I don't think it would be out of line to go to Mari and say, I feel like you have strong feelings about That's So Raven.
Very out of line. How dare you just assume that I liked That's So Raven? Yes, I like That's So Raven. But Cousin Skeeter is good too. This was nasty work. Like, I want to fight the ChatGPT. Like, I want to fight all robots in existence because this whole bracket is just a spit in the face. We need to probably, I guess we did establish tiebreaker rules. I'm like, we need to establish that right now. So, because
the higher seed is going to get it in the tiebreaker. I think that is how it goes. And so, yeah, we'll have That's So Raven versus Cousin Skeeter. I don't know. This
Cousin
feels
Skeeter
like
is underrated. I think people think that it was a fever dream. I think people really don't they're like, was there really a Nickelodeon show based around a puppet? Yes. Were they acting like he was a real person? Yes.
Cousin Skeeter hits me at my core. That was one of my shows back in the day. It hits me at my nostalgia core. I was shocked when I saw it here in the bracket. I was like, bravo, great job. Because yes, the theme song definitely hits. It is underrated.
This is gonna be so.
I loved Megan when I was young, and I loved Megan when I was older. So
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, Megan Good also a very iconic part of Cousin Skeeter as well. But we're talking about the theme songs here today. We have the 1 seed going up, and That's So Raven going up against the 8 seed and Cousin Skeeter. So Mari, go ahead and play That's So Raven.
Take the control out of her hands.
Yeah, look, exactly. She's like, I got control.
Can't be trusted.
Right.
Can't be trusted.
She put a thumb on the scale.
She was feeling it, y'all.
She forgot where she was for a second. Like, great.
No, I was gonna let her at least ride through the second chorus, like whatever.
Yeah, why you need 3 choruses to get to?
I mean, you got the chorus and the verse and then the second chorus,
the bridge. Yeah, look. I think we got the gist of it. That's So Raven. Go ahead and play Cousin Skeeter for us because shout out to 702 making an appearance in this countdown. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell
Fire.
you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Cousin Skeeter gets my vote. I don't care. I don't
Oh.
care.
Fire.
It's almost like
Fire.
cheating though, because like Cousin
It's
Skeeter's
nasty business.
song was
Nasty
a
business.
song, and then they
It was a
just adapted it with Cousin Skeeter, which just makes it
Nasty
a better
business.
I
song.
don't care. I don't care.
Nasty
Fire.
business. Oh,
We was
Maury.
all four of us were dancing to that. Nobody was dancing to That's So Raven.
Yes, Jason.
Except for Marty.
That intro is the essence of a kickback. That intro is the essence of a kickback. I'm at a kickback listening to that intro, yo. Sorry.
It's good.
Maury,
It's so
I'm
bad,
just
bro.
going to entertain your vote here. Do you want to
Why
go?
do y'all-
That's So
Oh,
Raven?
Why
no.
do y'all automatically think I'm gonna vote for That's So Raven? I
No,
feel
I'm
like
not.
that
I'm not
process is
saying
up
that. I'm saying you
Okay.
are, but I'm not saying that. Maxine Shaw, attorney at law. I'm saying that Ty and Jason have clearly made up their decision. I said I will
Yes.
entertain yours, but it looks like the
Okay.
decision already been made for you. That's what I was saying.
Oh,
Is it
Yeah.
a dark horse?
it's
Skeeter a
it's
dark
really
horse?
hard. Like I just want to say that's probably one of the hardest choices, and unfortunately in this bracket, it's literally just gonna get harder and harder. So it's like either one. So I'm fine with Cousin Skeeter moving forward. Like
No.
that's
It's
That's So Raven is so
I'm honestly
good.
shocked. I'm honestly shocked. I
I'm
thought
not.
Cousin Skeeter was coming in here getting beat, but then after
Oh, yeah.
I think after all the I think it was a vibe with the four of us right now. We were listening to that thing. It was like, yeah, I think in our heads, it's like, oh yeah, Cousin Skeeter. That's it.
It just
where my
does what
red Solo
needs to
cup?
be done. It just does what needs to be done. I'm sorry, it does. That's a Raven. Shout out to Raven Simone singing her own theme song.
own
You
theme
know, like
song.
she was the Disney girl. She was doing it like nobody else had ever done it before. We've talked about her 3 times on this very bracket in the Cosby
Yeah.
Show and Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and now in her own television show. So if nobody else is going to give Raven Simone their flowers,
Listen,
it's
also
us.
shout out to Robert Richard.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Rashad coming back.
Oh,
Yes.
101 and Cousin
Yeah.
Skeeter. Oh my.
Ain't nobody gonna shout out Orlando Brown? Oh.
No, we're gonna leave him where he
No.
is.
Takia Crystal, shout her out. Yay.
Hey, coming in
Yes.
twice today.
Twice.
From a living color to
Yeah.
this.
Listen,
I
Robert
just
Richard-
want to say though, That's So Raven is such an earworm. I remember I would be watching it, and then all the next day at school, I just like That's So Raven in my head, like great theme song. It is just a battle of the juggernauts, and it's truly
Yeah.
like, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is truly unfortunate. So
Yeah. I want to talk about TV impact and popularity. That's a Raven is it's very clear to see why That's a Raven was the 1 seed in this bracket. But Cousin Skeeter, we are here to talk about the song, and 702 did what needed to be done, and it just God bless whatever goes up against it. Speaking of, we have 2 more on this record to talk about. We have the Proud Family versus the Parker. Now, I think this one, first when I thought about the matchup, I was like, oh, that sounds like a pretty easy decision. But I underestimated exactly how much people love these 2 theme songs, because I know people go up for the Proud Family for obvious reasons. It's a whole cult. But the Parkers, they got their fans as well. And so I'm dying to hear both of the songs next to each other to see exactly, what I think about them now that they're playing, and to see what your guys' opinion is of both the theme songs. So
yeah, and I think definitely listening to them back to back definitely helps. But can you talk about how you almost had Proud Family going up against All That?
Whoa.
Oh yes. So the idea of this theme song bracket, thank you, Mark, because I definitely forgot. The idea of this was to pick the most iconic Black TV theme songs from TV shows, right? All right. So we made the bracket, and then like I started like just like soft launching the bracket to see what people said, see if anybody was like, no, I don't know about that one. Where is this? I just wanted to get people vibe. And something I realized very quickly is that I had it going up against All That, which is, if you know All That, the theme song is iconic. It's from TLC. I just don't think, honestly, y'all lucky it ain't in this bracket.
Are you saying it's not iconic? Was that?
Well,
That is one of the
Mari
best
loves
TV
TLC.
I was about to say. I thought you were.
yeah.
I thought you were disputing that. I was like, wait a minute.
Now Mari loves TLC, and so when I had to break it to her, I felt really bad to remind her that that is not a black TV show. It just got a black ass song. It's like three black people on all that cast.
It launched some of our biggest black stars. Nick Cannon,
approximately
Keenan,
three of them. Yeah, like approximately the three that were on there.
Well, I mean, I know for counting Kel.
Yeah, you count.
Keenan,
well, you know, Keenan and Kel and Nick.
Nick Nickelodeon show.
All right, okay.
You may not like him, but
you might not like him, but he's everywhere. Even currently, he's everywhere, and he's got kids everywhere to prove it. But yeah, I had to really sit with the idea that all that, although it's black coded in a lot of ways, that is not a black show, and I couldn't even force it to be a black show. I mean, I was really trying to.
That's a blackity black song, though. That is a very black song.
Blackity black song.
I'll be honest with you, Chappell. Until you said that it's not a black show, never even crossed my mind that it wasn't.
Never even thought about it. Exactly.
Because they had us fooled.
Yeah. I mean, one of the hallmarks of the 90s was that, these networks were really looking into how do we bridge the gap between the urban and the predominant culture? How do we make these things like more acceptable? How do we show some, I guess it's inclusion, but it's really hard to tell. The lines were very blurry in the 90s, but we had musical acts like Ice Cube performed on all that. Ice Cube,
I remember.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, when I think he did it, We Be Clubbing, on all
clubbing,
that. Yeah, exactly. So
they had the Kids Bop version on there.
They did not. They should have, but they did not.
I remember.
This ain't Are We There Yet? Ice Cube. This is
it's the original one.
The one with the group that they were doing the steps. It wasn't Drew Hill. It wasn't Drew Hill's Tell Me. It was the other one. The Candy.
Oh yeah.
Immature.
Yeah, so for real. Thank you.
So for real.
Yeah.
No, they had them on there.
Not to derail the podcast too much, but yeah, TLC, The Brat, TLC again, Immature, Craig Mack, Brandy, Aaliyah, Coolio, Soul for Real, Blackstreet, Changing Faces, Janae, Usher, Aftermath, and A Few Good Men. Why is this not a black show? Why? Okay.
That's white people running around in the show.
I said, Lori Beth Denberg was like, who? Danny Tamborelli was like, who performing? Blackstreet? Okay, I'll be there. They had the white people on there. They was jamming to the black stuff. Yeah, Amanda Bynes. But listen, not a black show. So all that.
And Danny Tamborelli came from the whitest show.
No, not a black person.
Leave Pete and Pete alone. Leave Pete and Pete alone.
We're not.
Listen, single black person.
That is a podcast for another time, damn it. Because y'all not gonna sit here and slander Pete and Pete in front of me.
I love Pete and Pete.
That's not slander. It was just the whitest show.
Keep it cute. Keep it cute. Petunia didn't die for this. She did not die for this. But okay, listen. The Proud Family will be going up against the Parkers. And this one has so much of a cult following. I'm always shocked today to see so many of the Parkers clips just dropping on the timeline, on Twitter, on Facebook, going viral. Hilarious show with a theme song that is very memorable. And so, Mari, if you could play the Proud Family first, then we'll get into the Parkers. Proud Family.
You let it finish.
At that point. At that point.
All right.
That is Solange Knowles featuring Destiny's Child, The Proud Family. All right. Let's do Countess Vaughn singing the Parkers theme song. So
you could have let the laugh go. You could have let the laugh go.
Is it me? It stopped for me.
I think it was.
Yeah, I was like,
okay. My bad, Mari.
Yo, that auto tune was working.
Working overtime.
It was smoking. Sparks come out of that thing.
Eat that. A lot of auto tune. Heavy auto tune. But the mic was on, Mari. The mic was on.
Unfortunately, yes, it was. All right, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I don't care because Chappelle gonna call it a cult or whatever. But Proud Family, again, I feel like Proud Family is the show that was underrated. Maybe because I think it kind of premiered right around the time where I know my adolescence was ending, but I still appreciated it. I'm so glad that it got the reboot and it's getting more love. But the theme song is just like the theme song, and it's great. And I love the Proud Family. I like the Parkers theme song, but it's very annoying. I forgot how annoying it was, honestly. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be annoying. I remember it's supposed to be annoying. Plus, I can't shake that the Parkers is very problematic now. Once you go back and watch it, so
Yeah.
I gotta go with the Proud Family. I do love that theme, and I love that show. That show is so good.
Yeah, family about a bunch of Black Republicans, and Jason, what did you think about the Proud Family?
I think like Mari, I was on my way out of the cartoon space by the time Proud Family premiered.
Pause.
But
Y'all know this came out in 01, right? How old were y'all?
the Proud
Did it come out?
I would be 16 at that point. So I was coming out
Yeah.
of space. But
I was
but
11. But it's still felt-
Mari was
Okay.
in that space.
All
right,
She was
fuck
being
it.
grown, is what she was doing.
but I do know the Proud Family theme song, and it is an earworm. For me, this is a pretty easy battle. I'd give it to Proud Family.
Same.
Without much problem.
Tyrone, what's up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Parkers. I like the ad libs. Dang, mama caught me. As soon as she said that,
Dang,
I was in it.
mama.
I was in it to win it. Dang, mama. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, well,
So I'm giving it to the Parkers.
Ty's outvoted. The Parkers get
Good job.
a
As per
consolation
usual.
prize here. Yeah, you get a consolation prize here, but that's a shutdown for the Parkers. Again, the mic was on. Maybe it shouldn't have been. Maybe it should not have been. All right.
If that was all that there, oh God.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
if that's all
fine.
that, sorry, Proud
That's
Family,
all
you're
that
gone.
takes it. Yeah.
Y'all lucky. You're lucky. Look, all y'all faves is lucky that all that wasn't here because it's going to a cold day in hell before you get me
Really.
and Mari both voting against TLC on the same podcast. It just ain't happening.
Hey, you know I'm from the A, so you know I ain't voting against TLC. So
Right, like it's like, listen, there's certain things we're just not going to do here. Okay. All right. Next up, I believe Mari, or is it Keenan and Kel versus Moesha? Speaking of mics being on, yeah, we're gonna hear Coolio's rendition of the Keenan and Kel theme song, which I mean,
Well, it is the rendition. It's not. It's
it
not
is
a
the
rendition.
rendition.
It's
Yeah,
the
it is.
version.
Coolio's introduction here to Keenan and Kel, in which I feel like personally, it feels like a freestyle. It feels like he just was like, "Oh, I got to talk about this show. Okay, give me 3 seconds and I got it." And he really did what needed to be done because he tells you about the show. We also have Moesha, who she has several versions of her intro, but the song pretty much stays the same. They add a little bit more like a little bit more drums to it eventually. So I went with the most complete version, which is the last one. Brandy versus Coolio in this one. Yeah. So Ty, before we get into it, what are your thoughts about Keenan and Kel?
I grew up on it. I like, as a young Black kid, you see these two Black stars that are leading a show that basically was in a space where they were surrounded by other, young comedians of their same age. And you could see that they was running that show. And so they branched them off and gave them their own show. Like, that is iconic to me. So I'm in love with Keenan and Kel. I'm in love with Keenan and Kel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Moesha, Jason, did you ever watch Moesha?
I did. I watched Moesha. I at the time, I enjoyed it. I mean, I know that it's got its problems, of course. But I think that's another iconic theme song. And you hear that, so it's it's. I think these are two very iconic theme songs. I'm interested to see where it's going to go from here.
Yeah. Keenan and Kel airing in 1996. I just want to give a good shout out to Kenan Thompson. This man has been on my television screen my entire life. I don't think I can remember a time where he is not on screen for me. I think all that is like 94 or something like that. He was in Heavyweights in 94. Yeah.
Yo, Heavyweights.
So good.
The Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks. Yeah, exactly. And it's like the longest running cast member on SNL to where he's the boss.
He's extremely underrated as a comedic performer. Extremely underrated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Kel is no slouch either. So let's give a shout out to both of them as we go to play the Keenan and Kel theme song. Let the episode play
Iconic.
now.
Get
Let the episode
it.
play. Let it play.
Uh,
Who put
Oh
the spoon in the
man.
tuna?
that's not
Who
only
could
I,
who- Oh my god.
not only an iconic song, it's an iconic opening sequence. When I saw it on here, it immediately came back to my mind. The song, the opening, it's like
Putting
it's
the words
iconic.
up there is almost cheating, man. Like that's cheating.
Yeah, the sing along portion it made it tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Mari, who are we to count Brandy Norwood, who is making her second appearance on this podcast? From Thea on to Moesha, and now she's doing the theme song here. So Moesha, yeah. All right.
Shout out to Yvette. Fourth time with Yvette?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yvette
gosh.
was I believe it was Thea,
Yeah.
the
Yes,
Parkers,
Parkers.
Moesha,
Moesha.
and that's 3. I think that's 3 for Yvette. I think it's
Not
3 for Yvette Wilson.
227.
Yeah,
She
not
wasn't on 1-on-1, was
227.
she?
She wasn't on 1-on-1. Big appearances here for one of the legends here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's incredible. Also Shirley Ralph in that introduction.
Yes,
Evil ass
Shirley
Uncle
Ralph.
Frank as well. Miles fresh back out of Arizona. So some deep cut references for those people who know. But I'll go first here. Moesha, Mo to the eat to the, you will never get that out of your mind. Okay. I'm sure this is everybody's first Moesha they ever met. Like I only know one.
Why did I just think of that?
I only know one Moesha, but everybody was Mo to the eat to the at that point. Great theme song. Brandy was singing because that's what Brandy does. But I don't know what the hell she's singing about. I could not tell you what the lyrics of that song are about. But I could tell you exactly what Keenan and Kel is about because he talked about it in every lyric. And like I said, he freestyled that one, but he laid it down flat. And so I will take Keenan and Kel for the win on this round. Mari, how you feel?
Yeah, it's hard because both of these theme songs do exactly what you want theme songs to do. They tell you exactly what you're getting into with the show. Yeah, I mean, like Moesha's is a little vague, but it's just her coming of age. So it's like, yeah, doing a thing. So this is tough. This is really hard. But I honestly think I like the original song. But I know you said it got better with time, but
Yeah, I agree
her
with
at
that.
the fountain,
Yeah.
her at the fountain really just does something for me.
Yes. That end Moesha theme song, nobody was watching by then. Like we all remember the original one with them eating out fountain, all that.
I'll
The
play
first one was a little bit more upbeat, right?
No,
Yeah, it was more of
it's
an R&B
literally
vibe at
slower.
the end.
It's
slower,
literally
yeah.
slower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what I'm
slower
saying.
Oh,
But
it's
R&B
slower. Oh, it's
vibe.
slower. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like a stripped version of what we end up
I
getting.
get it. Like
Um,
musicality wise, it's probably like not as up there, but I feel
she's also singing a lot
nostalgia.
better too. Yeah, like
Whatever, it doesn't
yeah.
matter. But I mean, and I like Moesha and Kenan and Kel are two shows that I like have a very strong emotional tie to. I remember being on the playground like, but whose pregnancy test was that?
Right.
Like, and then it got canceled, and so we don't know. I think it was Alicia's, but like, I gotta go with Kenan and Kel though. That is
Hey,
honestly iconic, and it's so good. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
all right, Tyrone, what you gonna do?
Yeah, so both of these are, like we talked about, are iconic. And honestly, this should be one that is difficult for the most part, but it's not for me because I just have so much attachment to Kenan and Kel. If we were to add in like the transition music that Moesha had in there, the or the ending music, yes,
I'm writing in my diary music.
I would be into it. Yes, I would be into it. But no, I gotta go with Kenan and Kel, man. I just have too much attachment to it.
And Jason, I'm assuming this is a sweep.
Yeah, pop the orange soda, baby. Kenan and Kel it is.
Listen, I do.
All
right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The tuna one always pisses me off. I'm like, dog, if you had to shut up for 10 more seconds, we could have had millions of dollars.
All right.
Never mind.
I have
Okay.
so much I need to rewatch after this. It's so crazy. I have so much on my list now to rewatch.
Yeah. Again, then like we're old now, so we're like, okay, that might have been funny for an 8-year-old. Like, no,
I
like,
don't
let's
know.
see.
I think Kenan and Kel might hold up.
No, I watched it with my
I would
kids. It's
I would
back,
love to
baby.
see it.
It's the same feeling. Same feeling.
I would, can't wait to do the rewatch. But we're moving on. So this, like I said, this was one of the more interesting matchups for me because I don't know. ChatGPT was just like, let's be messy here. ChatGPT decides to put Sister up against Smart Guy, and these shows we know are starring siblings. You know, we got the titular sister and Tia and Tamara, and their little brother, Smart Guy, Taj Mari. Just even talking about these shows in the same light, it's kind of just like they're supposed to be talked about together. You know, like you were just there, you were watching Sister, you watched Smart Guy, but I have some feelings about this that I'll talk about once we get into it. Jason, how did you feel about both of these?
This is like the hook off, right? Because like you remember like sister, and then you remember Smart Guy. Like that's what you remember about those theme songs. But then you have the feelings and emotions attached. I think the most to these two for me are feelings and emotions attached to watching these as I was a kid. Boy, do we want to like play them before we get into our decisions or what?
Oh no, just getting you getting a little intro from you. We can go ahead and play them right now.
No,
Let's do it.
You play the grown-up version.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, I don't know. That felt like sabotage.
So hear me out. So hear me out. Hear me out. I reserve the right to play both of them if you would like to hear the other one, because I knew this would be contentious. So do you want to hear
I kind of want to hear the other one too.
Yeah, let me hear the original.
All right, cool. So
now that feels like home.
It does.
I mean, to me, they're both fine. Like, yeah. I wasn't moved by this. When I listened to the first one, I was really expecting to be like, damn, you're right. I picked the wrong one. But the first one didn't wow me next to the second one anyway. But that's not the competition here. So which one do you want to go with? Which one do you want to judge up against Smart Guy? Because I know we all know how Smart Guy sounds.
I want the first one.
The first one?
Yeah, with the first one as well.
I think that's the superior version.
First one.
Thank you, Jada.
Yes.
All right. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get that queued up. Yeah. So Sister, it kind of tells you what it's about, but not really. But it's still, you get the vibe. If you're watching the video or you're watching the intro of the show, you know what you're getting yourself into. Two sisters separated at whatever age, and then they have to go find each other, and now they're living under one roof. It's very weird, but at the same time, great television as well. So let's get into our the younger sibling of this show, Smart Guy.
Yeah. Second appearance of the never aging Essence Atkins.
Yeah.
Essence Atkins from Smart Guy to half and half. Yeah, and I think she was in our first bracket as well, but I can't remember where. So Essence Atkins,
she was somewhere in there.
Somewhat similar to the sister.
Yeah, somewhat similar for sure. But here we are. We have to talk about it, y'all. So knee-jerk reactions. Ty, you brought in Jada. What do y'all think?
So this one's interesting to me because Smart Guy, Sister, I grew up watching both of them, of course. When I was younger, people used to think I looked like Taj Mowry. I got it everywhere I went. I looked like Smart Guy, and it didn't help that I had good grades at the same time, right? But after doing a rewatch with my daughter, who loves Sister, like adores it to its core, I gotta go with Sister. It's just too much attachment.
So you're not basing this on the song at all?
No.
Okay, I was like, because you did not mention the theme song. No, yeah, I'm just asking. I was like, okay,
I wonder where Chappell's going.
Yeah.
I'm just asking about the theme song. Listen, and also I'm driving this thing. Jason, what do you think?
I'm kind of scared now to give my opinion.
I just thought he was going to say something about the songs and he never did. I was giving him a chance to be like, and I like the song. He just like,
I think judging purely off the song, I think Sister takes it.
Okay, and Mari.
Yeah, I'm good with Sister taking it here.
Yeah, me too. I think sister, like I said, I prefer the second sister to the first sister, if you will. But yeah, I think Smart Guy is probably like that do Smart Guy. Like that was very like an earworm at the time. But
Yeah.
I'd venture to say like I know the rap, but a lot of people probably don't. But the sister song is kind of it from I kind of from beginning to end. It stays with you probably longer than the Smart Guy song. But I love Smart Guy. Love that show.
Yeah,
Of all the TV dads, Floyd, that's my guy. That was my TV dad. Yeah, a real one. So moving on, Cousin Skeeter versus the Proud Family. I have to ask Mari, what you gonna do here? You guys, we're starting with you.
It's the battle of the girl groups, kind of. We got 702 versus Solange featuring Destiny's Child.
All the children.
Yeah, I gotta go with Cousin Skeeter. It's so crazy because Cousin Skeeter is like the 8th seed. I probably couldn't tell you a single thing that's happened in an episode, even though I know I watched it and I really enjoyed it and really liked it. But that song, it's hard. It goes so hard. So I'll go with Cousin Skeeter there.
Jason.
I did not see Cousin Skeeter going this far. I really didn't. When I saw it, I was like, it's a great entrance to be on here. I don't see it going too far. But then we played on the podcast, and it's just it's a whole thing. So I think I'm gonna have to go Cousin Skeeter. I got to.
All right, and Ty.
Cousin Skeeter's a vibe. I'm going with Cousin Skeeter.
Yeah, you play the Cousin Skeeter theme song right now, and I'm gonna get up and start dancing. I got to. They really cheated. They really had no business using their 702 song and just putting his name in there, but it worked. It worked. It would not be the only song on here that is made by popular artists but it's having the best run, I think I'd say, of all of them. But I think for me, this next group is a pretty easy pick for me. Kenan and Kel versus Sister. I think Kenan and Kel packs them up. I didn't realize it was going to be so rap heavy over here for me, but yeah, that's for me. Mari, do you want to weigh in on Kenan and Kel versus Sister?
Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to go with Kenan and Kel here. I don't, again, both iconic, but that Kenan and Kel rap is it just goes too hard. Not me already jumping the gun. Sorry.
Well, you can go ahead and finish it, Mari. It's Kenan and Kel for me. It just makes you so happy. Like I think both this and the Cousin Skeeter song just make you so freaking happy when you hear it.
Honestly,
you just gotta go with them. So yeah, I think it's Kenan and Kel for me.
Well, Ty, I'm very happy that it's making everybody happy because pretty soon one of these is going to be sad because they're going to have to go up against each other.
Yeah.
So I think let's get into that. How about we? So we've got our division, our conference championship right here. Kenan and Kel will be going up against Cousin Skeeter. We could play it again if you want to, but I don't know if you got to. Anybody want to jump out there on that ledge?
You go first.
We did it for the last. Wait a minute. We did it for the Eastern side because that changed some things for us on the Eastern bracket.
That is
true.
Did it?
On the Western bracket.
Okay, well, go back up to the top, Mari. Let's go talk about the moderns.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the moderns, we have In Living Color versus the Boondocks. And so I will go ahead and get both of those queued up. But Mari, what is your knee-jerk reaction to seeing this matchup?
This matchup is gonna just be hard because it's just two different sounds. It invokes two different feelings and thought processes. So I don't know. I agree with Ty. Like I do think I need to hear them again so I can try and put them side by side. I think it's much easier to pick when you hear them side by side as opposed to recalling from memory. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I would love to hear the final four in this conference again, just to get a feeling, and hearing them back to back is really helpful. So yeah, let's hear them again.
And living color. Got a little wrapped up in that one, huh?
Yeah, I know that, and it's like I'm tired. It's late at night. I was, I'd be the one at the kickback, like half asleep with the cup. It's still in my hand.
Remember when she said she was so happy to be in control? Y'all see it. All right, Mari, next up, the competitor, the Boondocks. This just reminds me that me and Ty got to watch the Boondocks after this because it is egregious that he does not
Mhm.
know. He don't have that feeling of what's about to happen next. Because when I tell you some foolishness is about to ensue. But speaking of Tyrone, let's start with you. What are you thinking here? In Living Color or the Boondocks?
Triple entendre. I'm going with In Living Color.
Hey, all right. Didn't even know how. All right, Jason.
I think I'm going to go in Living Color here.
All right, and Mari.
Oh God. Oh no.
Life coming at you fast, huh?
I know. I was going within Living Color, and then I just heard the Boondocks again, and I was like, dang. I think I gotta go with Living Color. I think no matter what, if we both go Boondocks, then Living Color wins anyway. So
that is true, but I will go on record to say I was going Boondocks. But in Living Color, we'll be moving on to the next round. So yeah, the higher seed is going to get through, regardless of what me and Mari were going to say at that point. But again, I was going with the Boondocks because I know that Living Color, like I'll never forget that. But also, the Boondocks and I have had a lot more time together. You know, I was a wee lad with a Living Color, but I watched the Boondocks tomorrow. You know, so that's just me. Both theme songs great though. All right, so next up on our bracket, we have the finals of the kids division, which I believe is Cousin Skeeter versus Keaton and Kel. Dear God, what are we doing here?
It's a very hard choice. This is very hard.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, listen, I would love to hear the Cousin Skeeter song all the way through. And that's all I'm saying. Just in case whoever's at the control wants to do that. But whatever. But here we are. Cousin Skeeter, Mari.
whoever thought of turning Stilo into the Cousin Skeeter like theme song needed like triple raises at that point.
Right. Where I hope they got the Emmy. I hope they got the Emmy they were going for because yeah, Chef's kiss. All right, y'all. Keaton and Kel. God.
Yep, I got it now.
Oh Jesus.
I got it now.
All right. You got it, Ty?
Yeah.
You ready? You gonna pull the trigger? What you got?
Yeah, I made it a point to try not to sing the songs, and I couldn't help it with Keenan. I got
it. Help it with Keaton and Kel?
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
All right. And Jason, what about you?
Man, I listened to Cousin Skeeter, and I was like, there's no way Kenan and Kel is going to beat Cousin Skeeter for me right now. And then I listened to Kenan and Kel again. Man, Kenan and Kel. I have to be loyal to my childhood. Kenan and Kel was a bigger show for me. I feel like that's going to be the tipping point in this decision because both songs are so good. I'm going to go with Kenan and Kel.
Well, interesting enough, Mari, Keaton and Kel would be the 3 seed, I believe, in this. So Keaton and Kel went up, against Moesha, which was the 6 seed. Cousin Skeeter was the 8th seed that went up against that. So Raven. And so so actually, Cousin Skeeter is outmatched here. The best we could do is tie this up, and Keaton and Kel would still be walking away with it. But for the record, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I was the same with Jason. I was like, oh, Cousin Skeeter is taking it. And then I heard Kenan and Kel again. I was like, damn it. So I got to go with Kenan and Kel. That rap is just so good. And then not only the rap, but the whole intro. Like I could literally, we were doing the hand gesture from the intro. Like it's just too ingrained in our souls. So
all right,
got to go with Kenan and Kel.
All right. Do what needs to be done, Mari. We got to update our bracket.
Chappell?
I mean, it don't really matter, but let me tell you right now, I'm with y'all. I thought it was Cousin Skeeter. I did. I was like, Cousin Skeeter really gonna pull this out all the way, Cinderella story to the end. And then that Kenan and Kel beat drops. I was like, okay, I was wrong. I apologize. I apologize, Coolio. I'm not familiar with your work, man. It's so good. I don't know what else to say. I think it benefits Kenan and Kel that it is the show he's talking about, right? He's talking about the main characters, whereas Stilo is just Cousin Skeeter's name on Stilo. You know, it's just it doesn't hit the same. But that's it. Let's set up our final four. We have Kenan and Kel, rounding out the Western Conference here versus In Living Color. Shows you kind of, I guess, what the vibe of this panel is for these two, very 90s, early 2000s shows to be making it out very, hip hop heavy. And then on the other end, more hip hop, Fresh Prince versus the Jeffersons, who I guess made it through the classics and is still hanging out with all these young whippersnappers in this rap category. This seems so. Not to belay this any longer, let's just go ahead and start talking about it. The Jeffersons versus the Fresh Prince. I can play those again for all the people who are unfamiliar or who have forgotten since our last podcast. And I honestly think we do need to probably get some fresh ears on it because, like I said, the Keenan and Kel thing kind of caught me off guard. So maybe this would do me, the same way. But Jason, you weren't here last time. What do you think about this bracket coming down to the Jeffersons and the Fresh Prince?
Like I said earlier, I felt like we got to the right result. Not exactly the way that I would have gotten there, but for my bracket, that's what I had as the final two for that conference. So I'm good there. Iconic songs, two very different songs. One old school, one new school. So it's very tough for me. But the Jeffersons gets me up and dancing, but Fresh Prince gets my head bopping more. So it's a tough battle.
All right. Ty, what about you? What do you think about this as our final two from the Western Conference?
I'm struggling, baby. I am struggling. Oh my gosh. Like, I keep singing the words intermix of both songs in my head right now. And I cannot decide. This is tough. And that's what it's supposed to be when you get to the final four, right? That's what it's supposed to be. So they are exactly where they're supposed to be at. Oh man, but this got my stomach hurting.
Yeah, this is where champions are made, Mari.
It is.
Do you have any predictions right now?
No, I just want to hear these again because it's gonna be rough out here.
Yep. All right. Well, there you go. Well, first up would be I guess the higher seed of the two of these. It would be the Jeffersons. So go ahead. All right. That was actually the 3 seed out of its conference. Let's go ahead and play. Let's go ahead and play the Fresh Prince theme song, Mari. All right.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ty, you look excited. You ready? Have you thought about it? What you doing over there?
I thought about it, man. Okay, so what makes earlier choices difficult is because you are also, or at least I am, trying to see what it can go up against in the next bracket. And these final choices, I don't have to worry too much about that, even though we got a championship to go for. And what I gathered from listening to both of these is that the gospel vibe, the harmonizing in the background, going back to last episode, the kitchen and the trying really got me going, man. And it is the unique sound out of the remaining 4. I gotta go with the Jeffersons.
Okay. Jason, easy decision?
No, not at all. And just watching the Jeffersons as well really does something for me because watching George Jefferson's strut the way he did with his arms, the dancing he does in the opening, the song makes you feel like dancing like that. But Fresh Prince, so iconic, it changes itself like 3 times within the same song. It's really does well with artistry of music. So for me, it's gonna be Fresh Prince.
Okay. Interesting. We got a game, Mari. What's up?
Yeah, this is hard, but I think Fresh Prince just completely just annihilates the element of storytelling in rap. And like Jason said, the corporate crescents are changing. It's just, and it's literally one of the most iconic theme songs of all time.
It's maybe one of the only ones I can sing from beginning to end, I think.
Yeah, unaccompanied. And it has such like crossover appeal as well. Well, very mainstream. We don't care about that, but I'm just saying it's well known. It's birthed a spinoff. it is just really good. It is. So I gotta go with Fresh Prince.
All right. I'm going with the Jeffersons, honestly. Love it. Love it.
Wow.
I think what Jason's talking about is right. Seeing George Jefferson dancing and like when he jumps up on the bed and when the beat drops and comes back in for that last little verse and he's doing the little feet on the bed, I'm like, yeah, that's me. Loving that moment. The Jeffersons was our 3 seed, but it went up against the 1 seed here from the other bracket, and that is just going to do it for the Jeffersons. It had a good run, but the 1 trumps the 3, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the one to come out of the Western Conference. Woo, dang,
that is
it's coming down to rap, y'all.
That was a nail biter. That was a nail biter.
Yeah, it was a nail biter. It was all tied up. So now we have on our Eastern Conference the In Living Color theme song versus Keenan and Kel theme song. I already have my answer, but if you need me to play them again, if it pleases the court, I'll play them again.
I got my answer.
Yeah. Oh, you already got your answer?
Well. Yeah.
Okay. Ty, do you need to hear these? Or are you ready to make a decision?
I'm good.
Okay. So let's talk about it. Jason, you said you have your answer. What is your answer? What are you thinking here?
I think this might be easy for me. As iconic, as classic as In Living Color is, I have to just go with how Keenan and Kel makes me feel inside when I hear it. It just makes me happy. It makes me want to, it bop my head, dance, all that. So I'm going Keenan and Kel here.
All right, Ty, you didn't need to hear it again. What are you thinking?
I'm with Jason, man. Sometimes I make biased decisions based on, what the show does to me. And sometimes I make decisions based off of the theme song. I think I speak for the people because you can do that sometimes. But this one, I think the theme song crushes. Keenan and Kel theme song crushes In Living Color. I think it does.
Ooh, Mari.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because In Living Color does have a great run getting out of that modern seed. That modern conference, but Keenan and Kel had to think of all of the songs Keenan and Kel had to go through, all of the amazing great songs for Keenan and Kel to go through. And I'm sorry, it is just the stronger conference, and they get In Living Color gets crushed by Keenan and Kel.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm just going back and reviewing the seeding here. In Living Color would have been the 5 seed in its division, and Keenan and Kel would have been the 3. So even if it had tied up, Keenan and Kel would have been taking off with this one. But there's no tie here. I think it's unanimous, which is crazy to think about, right? That Coolio just packed them up, and now we have a rap battle between the Fresh Prince himself and the late great Coolio as we put the Fresh Prince versus Keenan and Kel. Do we need to hear the theme songs one last time, or y'all good?
I mean, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good as well, I think.
Okay.
You think,
Okay.
Mari?
Yeah, I'll go first.
You want to go first, Mari?
That pause, sometimes, like you said, listening to it might change some things.
No, I'm good. We've heard them. Honestly, like I'm shocked because I probably looked at this bracket and I eyeballed who I thought would win. But honestly, I gotta go with Keenan and Kel. It was such a dark horse. It's like, yes, I looked at it, I said, yeah, Keenan and Kel has a great theme song. But then we played it and I was like, holy crap, this is an amazing theme song. And as much as I might want to give it to Fresh Prince, because that might be the expected choice, and because I just explained why I think it is one of the best of all times, I'm gonna go with Keenan and Kel here.
Interesting. Okay. Jason. How do you feel?
Damn.
Yeah, it's you.
Just up till right now, I'm still deciding. So but I think I have to go with the classic, the most recognizable. I'm going Fresh Prince.
Okay. All right. Tyrone. What you got?
Keenan and Kel. It does something to me. I was 10 years old when this show came out. Like, I watched every single episode. I never got tired of it. I never went away from the TV whenever the intro was singing. I went away from the TV a couple of times when the Fresh Prince intro was singing because maybe I heard it too many times. But Kenan and Kel, it gets me every single time. I can't step away from it. I think Kenan and Kel, and I even don't think it's that close.
Oh wow.
Okay. Well, this has been fun. Thank you all for coming and letting us talk these through. This has been a great time with you all. Jason, Ty, love your expertise and your opinions about this. Thank you for joining me and Mari on this adventure because this has been a long one. I didn't expect for it to go so long. I didn't expect for it to be this contentious. But, you know, one of these songs to me just stands out above the best. And I've been shocked with the results on this Eastern Conference. You know, this has been wild to see Kenan and Kel just come through. There's probably a lot of people who don't even know what Kenan and Kel is, you know, so they won't really appreciate this the way we appreciate this. It's been a Cinderella story of sorts, but it ends here today. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air will be the winner here in our bracket, as it is the 1 seed going up against a 3 seed or a 5 seed, I believe, a 5 seed on the Eastern Conference. And so that will be our tiebreaker, as the Fresh Prince will maintain what I automatically believed anyway, was that this was the best theme song of all time. It just is. You can check the top 40 charts for this song because it's definitely a worldwide renowned song. It just is. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows this theme song. Literally everyone does because it's just that good. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you all for listening. But the Fresh Prince is our champion here. Mari, shocked?
No, that, like I said, if I looked at the bracket, I could have told you. I was like, okay, Fresh Prince will probably win. So I'm not surprised. I'm not upset or anything like that. I am just, like I said, I am stunned how listening to them like definitely does something to you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not following along on the YouTube, if you're not, do it. It makes a big difference. Stop playing us, watch the YouTube video, come back, or listen to us on the audio on the podcast, because I think a lot of us came in here with some preconceived picks, and then we're like, well, wait a minute, and then switch. So this is great. This was so fun. I'm so glad that we got to do this March Madness bracket, breaking down Black TV theme songs. I mean, this has been so hard. My head hurts. I want to go and just watch as many of these as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
I got a list.
But this is amazing.
Yeah. Ty and Jason both made really good points during this podcast about how the song makes you feel. So like, musically, this song might do this. This song might have chord progressions. It might have these lyrics. But at the end of the day, Ty, it's just how you feel when you hear the song. It's like, it takes you to a place. And for me, the Fresh Prince, no matter where I am, is going to take me to that place.
And I think that's all ages. I think for Kenan and Kel, us as 30 somethings, it's got a certain reminiscence,
like millennial pull,
right? But they're people of all ages know Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
I don't care about them people, Jason. I get Fresh Prince winning. I understand it. I'm upset about it. I don't give a damn about them people.
I know. I'm just saying.
Kel rocked it, but it's all good. I get it. I understand it. It makes sense. Yes, the people love it, and so it deserves to be at the top. But man, I was rocking with Kenan and Kel hard on this one. This one hurt my soul a little bit, but que sera.
It had a good run. It really did. And if these seedings and these placements are done differently, we maybe don't see a Kenan and Kel run like that. Maybe it goes up against the Fresh Prince early on, and then it just gets smashed to smithereens, and then we move on. But because we got to talk about it, we did get to like really enjoy and dive into some of these songs, some of the ones that people may have forgotten about. So I wanted to give a shout out to everybody who filled out the bracket, everybody who's been playing along, who's been listening, who have strong opinions about this. If you have strong opinions, great. Leave them in the comments. Leave 5-star reviews wherever you listen to your podcast, and let us know why you agree, why you disagree, and how you feel about your songs. But keep it positive because we're here to celebrate these theme songs, not to trash them. And so, yeah, it's been a great time here on Recap Kickback. Thank everybody for coming. Jason,
Yes, sir.
thank you, sir.
Tell
everybody what you've been up to. Tell everybody where they can find you, and let them know when you're coming back to Recap Kickback.
I mean, that's up to you, sir. I'm on
Hey,
call for
open
you
invitation.
whenever you need me. I'm on call.
All right.
On Twitter, you can find me at JAYR1085. As far as podcasts go, we just wrapped up the Love is Blind coverage over on the Rob Has Podcast Network with me and Mary Kukowski, so check that out. And just about every week, because that show never stops, you can find me talking about Married at First Sight over on the Perfect Match podcast with Asia Welch. So check me out over there as well.
All right. And Tyrone, thank you again for showing back up, man. You're a real staple here on the Kickback. Tell everybody where they can find you. Unless it's just a kickback, and tell them, in which case, tell them to come back and find you here.
That's what it is. Like, if you like my mishaps of saying that the damn wire was in DC instead of Baltimore, if you it's a mistake, it happens, right? You know, a slip. If you like my responses, if you don't like my choices, come back and see me and yell at me. It's all good. This is where you can find me at the Recap Kickback. I'll be back next week.
Yeah, you will. Thank you so much, Ty. And Mari, thank you again for driving this one, helping us get through our last bit of bracket. Tell everybody what you got going on.
Well, I mean, so of course, every week here on the Kickback, everybody's invited to the Recap Kickback. So bring your discussions. Make sure you're filling out your brackets. Make sure you're tagging us in them. All of that good stuff. But you can also find me over on Crime Scene with Sarah Carradine. We have been having a very good run. We just talked to. Well, we're about to talk to the Mess Magnets about Quiet on Set. So if any of these Nickelodeon or we just talked to them about Quiet on Set. If any of these Nickelodeon shows are tickling your fancy and you want to hear about the dark side of Nickelodeon shows and kid shows, me and Sarah Carradine, Crime Scene, joins the Mess Magnets to talk about it's a 2-part / 3-part series. It's so weird on ID Discovery about like some of the really dark things that happen behind the scenes in Nickelodeon. So just go to subscribe to Crime Scene by going to robhasawebsite.com/crime feed to subscribe there. And then the Mess Magnets can be found on the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube page, I believe, as well. And then, of course, every week, me and Matt Scott bring the highlights of the week in wrestling. It was just us. It was just us this week. So we got through a whole lot of storylines. And we are on this road to WrestleMania. And it has been a wild ride. We're so close. We're almost there. And we will be there in person. So just go to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed to subscribe there, and then subscribe to our new YouTube page. If you have stopped and you just supported the Recap Kickback, go and support us. Go to youtube.com/wrestling at Wrestling Rehap Up, youtube.com/at Wrestling Rehap Up, so that you can subscribe to our new YouTube feed. Jeez Louise, that's it.
Hey, you got a lot of plugs this week, Mari.
I'm so tired.
Thank you for making time to come to the Kickback every week and lead us through these discussions. But as for me, find me on RJP. If I'm not talking on Kickback, I'm talking on RJP about various shows, Below Deck, Deal or No Deal Island, our Nothing But Netflix podcast, where Rob and I are talking about, I think it's 3 Body Problem is the name of the show that's coming up this week on Netflix. So yeah, we just talked about Irish Wish. Yeah, as well. So a lot of content over there on RJP featuring me. But for this entire panel, it's been a great time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us at Recap Kickback. Until next time, remember to kick back, unwind, and cherish these moments. Think about these theme songs, rewatch the shows, and you ain't got to go home, but you know the rest. We'll talk to you all later. Peace.